Assalamualaikum everyone. Since this slide was made by my colleagues named Adilah Husna, so my task this time is to make a presentation entitled Web of Things. So this is our group members, which is it was named Nurul, Izzah, Binti, Hashim, it's me, and my colleagues named Nurul, Adilah, Husna, Binti, Shamir. As you can see, this is our agenda today, which is they have the introduction to the Web of Things. And second, we have WOT versus IoT. Third, we have explanation more about each layer of WOT. And fourth, we have advantages and the advantages of WOT. And then lastly, we have the conclusion. The introduction of WOT is Web of Things referred to a set of standards formed by the World Wide Web consortium W3C to facilitate the interoperability, fragmentation, and usability of the Internet of Things. In other words, it is a subset of Internet of Things, and it's built around the software standards such as REST, HTTP, and URIs to allow the device to interact with another one. So that means is where the things are connected and controlled via the WW, which is World Wide Web. For the next slide is about WOT versus IoT. What are the differences between WOT and IoT? So WOT is easier to program, faster to integrate, simpler to prototype and deploy, and also it's easier to maintain the large system. While the IoT is more lightweight, optimized, and for abandoned device and more bespoke and hardwired solution. So in the next slide is about the explanation, the Web of Things. So we have the Web of Things architecture. As you can see there, they have 4 layers, which is layer 1 is access, layer 2 is find, layer 3 is share, and layer 4 is compose. So the explanation about the one layer is layer 1 is for accessibility, which is we call as access. It functions as to convert anything into the web thing. So it also can enable us to interact with the converter web thing with the HTTP request. And then it can also to put it more simply. So which is that mean is the web thing is a REST API, but that permit us to communicate with anything in actual world. As an example, we have HTML, REST API, and also we have URL or URI, and they have a gateway, and lastly they have a HTTP. For the layer 2, it for findability or find is to make the data more accessible and to ensure the other HTTP user can use your device. And also it easily to discover workable by the different WOT application. So it is done by the raising the semantic web standard to explain the things and their purpose existing. As an example is REST crawler, link data, and link hidden. For the third layer is about sharing or share is to find a safe way to transfer the data across service securely. It is like you secure your piggy bank away from your siblings' reach. This layer does the same work for WOT. But for the third layer, the different protocols are used at this level, such as DLS, encryption, and authentication. For the fourth layer is to find a way and tools to build an application for the Web of Things. As an example, the composition layer web tools span from web toolkits, and which is JavaScript SDKs that that is provide a higher level of abstraction to the dashboard with programmable widgets, and lastly, the physical mashup tools like Node-RED. So, in this slide, show the advantages and disadvantages of WOT. Now, look at the advantages first. So, the advantages of the WOT is mainly free information. It's low cost for initial connection, and accessible from anywhere, and rapid interactive communication. And they have also provided the facilities to exchange of huge volume of data. Now look at the look at the advantages. So the advantages of WOT first is the danger of overload and excess information. So next is difficult to filter and prioritize information, and no regulation, no guarantee of finding what one is looking for, and then no quality control over the available data. As the conclusion of WOT, it is the future improvised version of this present. By this present object is called the Web of Things. In order for all devices to connect with one another, the Web of Things is also working to establish a standardized by communication protocol. We can make browsing as simple as IoT connectivity. Last but not least, this is the website that we use as reference during the production of presentation. And finally, I want to express my gratitude for using your eyes and ears to us. We really appreciate it.